Understanding cultural humor in Dean on comedy films. Understanding cultural humor in Dean on comedy films. Humor is a universal language that brings people together, making them laugh and providing moments of joy. However, humor is also culturally influenced, and what may be funny in one country may not necessarily be amusing in another. This holds especially true in the realm of comedy films, where cultural nuances and references play a crucial role in creating laughter. In this article, we will explore the concept of cultural humor in Dean on comedy films, focusing on the unique characteristics that make them entertaining to Vietnamese audiences. Dean on, the Vietnamese term for cinema, has a rich comedic tradition that has evolved over the years to reflect the country's unique cultural identity. Vietnamese comedy films often incorporate elements of satire, slapstick humor, wordplay, and social commentary. They tackle a wide range of topics, including politics, daily life, and social hierarchy, using humor as a means to reflect and comment on societal issues. To fully appreciate the humor in Dean on comedy films, it is important to understand the cultural context in which they are created. One aspect that sets Vietnamese comedy films apart is their use of everyday situations as a source of humor. The films often depict relatable scenarios that Vietnamese audiences can easily identify with. Whether it is the struggle of daily chores, conflicts with neighbors, or humorous encounters in public spaces, these everyday situations are exaggerated and amplified to create comedic effect. This reliance on familiar experiences allows Vietnamese viewers to connect with the humor on a personal level, enhancing the overall comedic experience. Another important component of Dean on comedic films is the use of language, particularly wordplay and puns. Vietnamese language is rich in homonyms, making wordplay an integral part of comedy in the country. In comedy films, characters often engage in witty exchanges, cleverly twisting words and phrases to create humorous misunderstandings or double entendres. These linguistic nuances add an extra layer of humor to the films and require a certain level of language proficiency to fully grasp the comedic intent. Consequently, understanding the Vietnamese language plays a significant role in appreciating the humor in Dean on comedy films. In addition to language, cultural references are another crucial aspect of humor in Dean on comedy films. Vietnamese comedy often relies heavily on cultural and social references that resonate with the local audience. These references can include Vietnamese traditions, customs, rituals, or even historical events. Furthermore, Dean on comedy films often employ satire as a means to critique societal issues. Satirical comedy in Vietnam is characterized by its boldness in challenging social norms, poking fun at authorities, and addressing sensitive topics. Satire allows filmmakers to shed light on pressing issues and entertain audiences simultaneously. This blending of comedy and social commentary creates a distinctive style of humor that resonates with Vietnamese viewers. However, understanding the underlying social and political context is essential to fully appreciate the satirical elements and messages embedded within these films. While humor is universal, the cultural context in which it is conveyed is crucial to understanding and appreciating comedy films. In the case of Dean on comedy films, cultural nuances, language, and references are essential elements that contribute to the overall comedic experience. Understanding cultural humor in Dean on comedy films, continued. Now, let's delve deeper into the elements that contribute to the charm and wit of Dean on comedy films. One vital factor is the presence of local comedians who have become beloved figures in Vietnam's entertainment industry. These comedians have a distinctive style and delivery, often characterized by their physical comedy, facial expressions, and impeccable timing. Their comedic prowess and familiarity with the local humor scene make them essential in captivating audiences and ensuring the success of Dean on comedy films. Moreover, the use of visual gags and physical comedy is another defining characteristic of Vietnamese comedy films. Slapstick humor, in particular, plays a prominent role in generating laughter in these films. Whether it is exaggerated falls, hilarious gestures, or comedic stunts, the physicality of the actors adds an extra layer of amusement. This style of comedy requires skilled comedic performers who can expertly execute the comedic timing and physicality required to elicit laughter. In addition to the actors' performances, the mise-en-scène and production design also contribute to the comedic effect in Dean on comedy films. The use of vibrant colors, exaggerated set designs, and exaggerated costumes can enhance the visual appeal and contribute to the overall hilarity. Attention to detail in the set design allows for the creation of comedic moments that capitalize on visual cues, adding an extra spark to the humor. It is worth mentioning that humor in Dean on comedy films is not solely reliant on jokes or punchlines. The films often employ situational comedy, where the humor arises from the actions and reactions of the characters within a specific context. This type of comedy relies on timing, comedic beats, and the ability of the actors to convey humor through their performance. This approach ensures that the humor in Dean on comedy films is not only funny but also seamlessly integrated into the overall narrative. Furthermore, the evolution of Dean on comedy films over the years has led to the inclusion of more sophisticated humor. While slapstick comedy and wordplay remain popular, contemporary comedy films often incorporate subtle satire, irony, and clever social commentary. This blend of different comedic styles adds depth and complexity to the films, catering to a diverse audience that appreciates various forms of humor. This evolution has contributed to the popularity and longevity of the Dean on comedy genre. Lastly, the success of Dean on comedy films can be attributed to the strong cultural identity and sense of community in Vietnam. Humor is not only a form of entertainment but also a way for Vietnamese people to bond and find solace in shared experiences. Dean on comedy films tap into this cultural affinity, allowing viewers to see themselves reflected in the laughter and find a collective source of amusement. This shared laughter fosters a sense of belonging and unity among the audience, further reinforcing the importance of cultural humor in Dean on comedy films. Understanding cultural humor in Dean on comedy films, continued. As we continue our exploration of Dean on comedy films, it is important to highlight the role of music in enhancing the comedic experience. The use of music in these films can elevate the humor, create a lighthearted atmosphere, and emphasize comedic moments. Musical cues and sound effects are strategically employed to accentuate comedic timing, heighten emotions, and evoke laughter from the audience. Whether it is a playful melody, a comical sound effect, or a catchy jingle, the music in Dean on comedy films adds another layer of entertainment to the overall viewing experience. Furthermore, the editing and pacing of Dean on comedy films play a significant role in delivering the humor effectively. The fast-paced nature of these films keeps the audience engaged and ensures that comedic moments land with maximum impact.